into my life as Mr. Glover and I, when I first met this tall, dark, beautiful, white-teeth individual. I was at Lynn University when I arrived from Polk County, Florida, to come to Boca Raton. And he wasn't in the basketball facility or on a sports team like I was. I met this man in the library, where he was working as an aide, helping individuals like myself get access to information, resources, the appropriate places where we can go find the knowledge that we were seeking. And I'm very ecstatic to see him continuing that on in this Health and Wealth Symposium. I currently now represent the Palm Beach County Sports Commission as well, and as we talk about health and wealth, typically sports is a big part of that. We get out, we play games, we do all that, and I want to encourage you all to find, that happy place. As the doctors and everyone spoke before, being outside and maintaining a healthy lifestyle is very important to your long-term health. I'm someone, I walk every day. Whether I got on hard bottom shoes, wing tips, tennis shoes, basketball shoes, I'm gonna go take my steps and get my steps in. But one of the things I want to talk about is a plan A mindset. Oftentimes we chart a path and then we feel like we need to go and look for a backup plan. Well, health should be a plan A for all of us in our lives, right? Not a plan B. So they're not to be reactive towards your health, but to be proactive towards your health, seeking those methods that are most conducive to you and your own personal growth is what I would encourage you to continue to do. Also, when we think about wealth and the information that ties us to wealth. I just turned 42 years old. I've had a lot of accolades, but one of the things that I've had to understand about wealth is that sometimes you gotta wait on it. My mother passed away 2 years ago and we inherited an estate in Central Florida. But it was the history of that estate, once I took ownership, that I learned how powerful it would mean to pass down generational legacy from one generation to the next generation to the next generation. And I would encourage us all to seek, if you can't do it on your own, find those who you can trust, and let's focus on group economics as we move forward. This wasn't something that was only able to be done by one individual. Many of you who arrived here today have no idea about the conversations and the hard work that was done behind the scenes just to get us to arrive and be here to today. So let's encourage one another. Let's seek group economics and growth. Let's share time and information with us as much as we can. There has been some in this world who have been able to foster and charter a path of great financial freedom. And don't be afraid to ask them, hey, how did you do it? I heard him mention a trust. One of the first things my siblings and I did was transfer that property into a trust. Because, growing up next to a funeral home, one thing I know is that it don't matter how we leave up out of here, we all gonna go. So ain't no need to be acting like we're gonna take it all with us anyway, right? And I've never seen anything go in that hole with anybody that was really, that somebody wanted to jump in there and dig it back out again. So these little small things, and us being here, annually is always a good thing. But I would definitely encourage you all to tap in with Line or to go more than just, once a year in February during this month. Mr. Glover does a great job with disseminating information across his social media, so if you have not already been able to follow him, please do so, because this is an ongoing, everyday plan A mindset that we must have. I would say one thing that I regret about my relationship with Mr. Glover is that we were in the library back in 2006 at the illustrious Lynn University in Boca Raton, Florida. I remember him coming to me and sending me an email. Y'all done heard this term before. He was like, hey, JT, man, we need to get on this thing called Bitcoin. I was like, what?
In 2006, I told him about Bitcoin before the whole world knew anything about it. Finish, James.
Yeah, that's Mr. Glover. For all those in the audience who didn't know, that's Mr. Glover. Please make sure you follow him. He definitely did. 2006, I remember that, and we've sat down and gone back through emails where he forwarded that information over to me. But again, sometimes we don't like to be open to the package that information is delivered in. So I always encourage my brother because I know how hard it must be for a tall, locked hair individual, big bright smile, who just have just such a plethora of information. But he gave me that in 2006, and I regretfully did not buy. I'm gonna say that again. I regrettably did not buy, and I do regret that moment. I've gotten into it, later, but not as early as he told me to get into it. Right? Because sometimes, again, in that space in my life, I didn't know where to trust the source of the information, right? How it looked. I was used and comfortable trusting the word of my professors who stood in